Ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for the one and only World Improv Network comedy show on Mile High Sports Radio. Take part in the show by giving your suggestions or questions to the cast for each show segment throughout the week, or live during the show by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, on Twitter at World Improv Net, or by calling in to Mile High Sports Radio studio line. Now, enjoy the show. It's local. It's global. You're listening to WIN World Local News.
WIN World Local News on Mile High Sports Radio. I'm Potter Smittss. Breaking news into the WIN World Local News Sports Desk from WIN Sports reporter Fired Up Frank, who's live at First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio, where NFL Denver Broncos quarterback Peyton Manning, under the cover of darkness, is dressed up like former Broncos legend John Elway, reenacting the famous drive of the 1987 AFC Championship game. What is going on, Fired Up?
Oh, Potter, it's really it's a sad scene here. Peyton is weeping in the middle of the field. He has just finished reenacting the drive, and joy is dripping out of his face in the form of tears. Let's talk to him right now. Mr. Manning, I'm sorry to interrupt your reverie. What has brought you out here tonight?
Well, I'm just want to get myself psyched up, prep for the big game next week. Week after that, just gotta get my arm stretched out. Gotta do a good job.
Well, it seems odd that you're stretching your arm out alone away from all your teammates.
Well, a man's got a personal cycle. He's got his own heart. He's got his own game to play, and a man's got to do what a man's got to do, and every man's different. If a man has a boat, then that my boat's got enough room for one man, and that man this is the SS Peyton Manning, and I'm setting sail.
Well, you heard it here, Peyton Manning, a one-man boat. Back to you, Potter.
Well, I hope he did good on his own little personal drive in the middle of the Cleveland Stadium. All right, well, our next story is brought to us by WIN contributor Paul of Atlanta, Georgia. A new national trend and potential epidemic is taking hold in the United States known as nude breakfast restaurant streaking. To get the skinny dipping latte and this early bird exhibitionism, let's go live to WIN international food critic Anthony Bourdainish, who's in Cobb County, Georgia, at the local Waffle House. Tony?
Yes, hello, I'm here, and I'm with the manager of the restaurant who is striking up a new following. As you can hear, this is a very happening joint. Many
Peace
people
up,
are,
A-Town down.
many people are enjoying the atmosphere here. Why nude and why breakfast?
Oh, well, I can't believe you're asking that question, because they go together like peas and carrots, if you ask me. Why do you want to get up in the morning and put on clothes before you eat? Just get right down there, start getting some hash browns, brother.
That's great. That makes sense if it's in your own home. But in a restaurant, people come and they pay a exorbitant, if I may say so, amount of money for this experience. We have a DJ in the corner. It looks like a DJ Little John, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's just all branding, man. Here at Waffle House, we're trying to start attracting a higher level of clientele, less so of your truckers and your crack whores, and more of your late night party crowd, or, coming in the morning, your high class diamond merchants, people of that nature.
People certainly are enjoying themselves, and one of the most attractive things of your restaurant is that you open at 3 in the morning.
Oh, yeah, man. We got to catch people after they get out the bars, and they're ready for some breakfast, and they don't want to wear clothes anymore because they've been wearing them all day.
And speaking of branding and marketing, you use some interesting techniques to draw people from the clubs to the restaurant.
Oh, yeah, we have our nude sued special, which is if you are a nude lawyer and you come into the Waffle House, we're going to give you 25% off your entire purchase.
There you are. They're stripping down prices and much more here. Back to you, Potter.
Wow, that sounds like the funnest Waffle House I've ever seen or possibly could ever eat at. Maybe I need to go to Georgia. All right. Well, the next story is brought to us by WIN contributor Janine of Boston, Massachusetts. Disillusioned superstar actor and wannabe journalist and international activist, Sean Penn has been credited for helping the Mexican military recapture drug overlord and 2016 Nobel Peace Prize hopeful El Chapo. To find out what Mr. Penn secretly plans to do next, let's go live to WIN arts and entertainment reporter Ryan Seacrest Station, who's sitting Indian style in an undisclosed poppy field in Sinaloa, Mexico, with the clandestine details. Ryan?
Yes, thank you, Potter. It is peaceful here. I am getting relaxed, and I am learning what makes Mr. Sean Penn tick. I'm here with Mr. Penn and his publicist. Now, you, gentlemen, have engineered a great feat meeting with El Chapo, and I think the question on everyone's mind is, what's next?
Well, we've got our set sight on North Korea.
Yes, my client wants to visit with Kim Jong-un. He is jealous that Dennis Rodman's good friends with him, and since Sean likes to meet with all the, well, quote-unquote bad boys of the world in the leadership position, he wants to go to North Korea.
Now, there are many people that would say with the term bad boy that you're really negating the evil that the people that Mr. Penn is meeting with really bring to the table here. How do you respond?
Well, first of all, Sean, I got this one. Bad doesn't mean like as in murderous, does not mean as in evil. It means that they're really good at backgammon. Okay, and everyone that Sean has met with that has been on the U.S. watch list or unable to visit list are phenomenal world-class backgammon players. And that is what the real problem here is. The U.S. government does not want people like Mr. Chapo playing backgammon against the best that the Americans have to offer.
And
It's
now,
the king's version of checkers.
I'm sorry, Mr. Penn, I'm speaking with your publicist right now. Now, is Mr. Penn good at backgammon?
He's absolutely excellent at it, but he wants to be a master. No different than the Russian chess masters. And that takes years of tutelage, and you need a worldwide perspective.
Yeah, this was a childhood edition.
Mr. Penn, please. Now, does Mr. Penn intend to work with El Chapo on his backgammon game while he's in prison?
Well, El Chapo and I have been
Mr.
talking-
Penn, please.
Absolutely. Sean is going to not only help Mr. Chapo get out of prison again, but also they're going to play for another 15 years straight backgammon in order to master his craft.
Wow, impressive dedication. Thank you both, and back to you, Potter.
Oh, backgammon. I used to love playing that as a kid as well. Well, maybe one day I can hang out with Sean Penn and be that cool. Anyway, now for a look at the global weather, let's check in with Tulip Sunspring, who's at the Deal Dash Playboy Mansion auction in Holmby Hills, California. How's the auction and the weather in LA, Tulip?
It's this. I have never. Wow, this is kind of. I'm very uncomfortable. I have never been surrounded by so many. There are a lot of nude women here. Women wearing not much. I would say the underwear barely passes for such. It looks like something that my grandmother would use to knit. Otherwise, I would say the auction itself is going quite well. People are really enthusiastic about the items that are being put up. There's some nice. Oh my God! Oh my! These women are.
I'm wearing postage stamps and dental floss.
There you have it, Potter. I mean, and I have to be honest. Even though I'm uncomfortable, I will applaud these women because it is.
lady, I'll give you $2 for your underwear. Whee!
I don't even know what that woman said. It's really hard to understand some of these women. The weather is dripping with alcohol and much more, and definitely overcast. Back to you, Potter.
Wow. Thank you, Tulip, for that excellent reporting and way to stick it out on the weather. And thank you all for tuning in to WIN World Local News on Mile High Sports Radio. I'm Potter Smittss. Stay tuned for Community Court next on the World Improv Network.
Give the WIN cast your suggestions via Facebook, Twitter, or by calling into the Mile High Sports Radio studio line during the break for a case that needs to be tackled during Community Court. Next on Mile High Sports Radio.